Hello, I'm Eric Raymond Igo, and I'm willing to supervise projects on the Global Minds, and this is what I have to offer. So there are three big categories. Let me just go through this quickly. The first one is on existential experiences, such as boredom or disillusionment. These experiences create a sense of lack of meaning in life. And people respond to that. A regulatory process kicks in. They could withdraw from the situation, for example, or they look for sources of meaning in life, which help to reestablish a sense of meaning in life. For example, they might turn to their in-group, identify more with their group, and derogate others. That gives people some meaning in life. Groups are symbolic representatives of who we are, who we want to be, who we belong to. Also, people become more radical in their attitudes, and political attitudes. We found that for boredom and for disillusionment also. Another experience that we recently investigated was regret. Also, regret is associated with a greater search for meaning in life. So what we found is that regret leads to greater motivation to act heroically. And this effect was explained by a greater search for meaning in life. Another big category of my research relates to heroism, identification with heroes. And as you can see, the last study that I just mentioned kind of crosses these two categories. That sometimes happens. So in our research on heroes and heroism, we're interested in, what is a hero? How can we define heroes? But more importantly, how do people see heroes? How do they define them? And that may vary from culture to culture. The same is true for heroism. And so we're interested in under which conditions, for example, people identify more with their heroes, whether cultural heroes or personal heroes, and whether it affects their readiness to act heroically. There's still a lot to do. Interesting research. The third category, and also that overlaps a little bit with one or the other, is research on person perception. Here we're interested in how small, minor cues can affect people's perception of others in terms of their ability, intellectual ability, or their warmth. We found a few years ago, for example, that middle initials in a name make people believe that the person who has his name is intelligent. More intelligent than without middle initials. That is something the media really loved. It was just a small side project for us, kind of a fun project. And so that is something I can offer too. If there are interesting cues that we can think of. In our research so far, these cues are associated then with stereotypes that make assumptions about whether groups of people are good in what they're doing, capable, or whether they're warm. Another line of research was on eccentricity, where we found that eccentric artists were perceived to be the better artists. Well, why? Because eccentricity is part of the stereotype of the good artist. Yeah, I think that will give you some ideas now about what I'm doing. If you're interested in working with me, contact me, and we'll see what we can do. Bye-bye.